So one of the reasons that this whole event even got started was because the continuity of the DC Comics at the time was all over the place. They had all these different stories being told. Everybody's origins were inconsistent at this point. So they came up with an idea to unite all of the different semi-established continuities into one. So they had infinite Earths, and at the end of the story, it's one Earth designated as New Earth. Before that, it was designated as Earth Prime, then it was New Earth, and then we had Infinite Crisis later on, which reestablished a multiverse, but only of 52 Earths, and the main one was called... No, that was still New Earth. I'm confusing this with Rebirth. After Rebirth, it's known as Prime Earth, but not Earth Prime.
What?
Yeah, which is...
They're different. They're all different in all the wiki pages. I was reading up on this, on all the different Earths, all the different continuities, all of the different metafiction of the universal rewrites. Oh, my brain's blowing up. It's not even sci-fi at this point. This is like, it's like philosophy fiction. It's like, how far can you go?
At this rate, my brain is broken. I'm like, there is way too much science here. What?
Yeah. So anyway, let's stick to Crisis. So anyway...
Yeah, back to what we were actually talking about here.
Now, here's the funny thing, right? We know that the CW verse has established that it has 52 Earths, because they've mentioned it on The Flash at least a couple times. And in the comics...
Yes.
In the comics, that didn't happen until Infinite Crisis, which was after Crisis on Infinite Earths. So what does this mean? It means that it's just going to be different.
It means...
It's just a different adaptation.
You get to see Brandon Ruth in a Superman suit again, kids.
I was almost hoping for the longest time that the whole it being 52 Earths, like, I don't know how to phrase this other than I was hoping it was like the comics verse and the main comics universe would be one of those Earths, and
yeah,
I don't know. Clearly they didn't go in that direction, and it
clearly not at all.
Been able to pull it off anyway. But
if I may speculate, I don't think that the TV version will unite all the continuities exactly like the comic version did, because
it's probably not going to happen. There's not enough of a budget for that.
Because they've said they prefer to think that the movies and television universes are in the same multiverse, and obviously they can't unite those for branding reasons. But I think they might unite the Earths in the shows at least, like get Black Lightning and Supergirl all in the main Arrow Earth. So one thing common between the comic and CW version is that the Monitor was recruiting heroes to his cause to fight the Anti-Monitor, and also creating a device to slow down the spread of all this antimatter wave that's obliterating everything. He actually has these weird, big, techno-looking golden pillars that he puts in different eras of time that he pulled the heroes from in the comics. And in the show, they say something about dwarf star alloy and plutonium. I don't know. It'll turn into something, I'm sure. So those are the similarities there. So who is Harbinger? What is that? At the end of the last episode of Arrow, we see Lila Michaels. We'd seen her in the last couple episodes to find out, she's working with the Monitor, why they were starting to doubt his intentions. By the way, if you haven't watched any of the shows, I would say only really Flash and Arrow you'd have to look at. Maybe not even have to, but I would suggest you look at for to catch up with the crossover, because they're the ones that are most closely tied to this. They're the ones that actively mention the Crisis over and over.
Yeah, so I don't want to spoil too much of the various series, just to not spoil it for everyone. But they have been
we'll recap it, sort of.
So they have been mentioning throughout this season of The Flash that in order for the universe or universes or multiverse, whatever you want to call
whatever you want to believe
in order for life to exist, Barry has to die. The Flash has to die.
And Oliver
I think
Queen.
That's what he explicitly says.
And both?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Now, here's the weird thing. When Flash started, obviously, we had the newspaper that said Flash vanishes in Crisis, and it was set for 2024. So when they started that show, they thought they wouldn't be doing this until maybe, 10 years into the show. So...
Yeah, but obviously that doesn't have to. That's not happening since they brought his daughter in it for no reason.
For one reason or another, I'm assuming maybe just because they don't, response to Endgame, or because Stephen Amell wanted to leave So they're having this big grand way for him to go out.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was almost assuming that like that was going to be where they planned for the Flash to end. Like that was going to be the end of
Arrow actually getting canceled soon.
Yeah, Arrow's on its last season. Flash hasn't. Flash, I don't know if it's been renewed yet, but I think that's still probably going to go on.
Flash has a better chance of getting renewed, but
No,
I definitely remember reading that Arrow series is getting canceled after the season.
Not canceled, it's just finished.
It's coming to an end.
It's coming. Yeah, I mean, you know what I meant.
It hasn't technically been canceled, but yeah.
Just like those Marvel TV shows on Netflix.
So, I mean, John's going to have to fill in the blanks on Arrow. The other major DC series, Legends of Tomorrow, has been off the air since the summer.
I was going to say, has that been over? I haven't watched that in a while.
Well, I mean, I think a new season's coming early next year. So
I hope so. I love Mick Rory.
Yeah, it's kind of starting with the crossover.
I actually really do hope so because I love Mick Rory. He's literally the character I would want to be. Because I'm Heatwave. I'm really Heatwave, guys.
So the Legends have been featured in the marketing for it. We know they're going to be in it.
Sweet.
Whatever, that's a brief sideline. I don't know too much about what role they're going to play in it.
The champions.
Sure.
The champions. In the comics, there's a very specific set of heroes and a couple of villains that were chosen by the Monitor for various reasons, some of it including the power sets. One of those important being the Psycho Pirate, who you see is like the cellmate of Dr. Destiny at the end of Elseworlds. And I'll get into him.
I don't remember that.
This is going on a year at this point, so it's... Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go back to what I was going to say, Harbinger. So anyway, Lila Michael, do you see at the end of the last episode of Arrow, before the Crisis episode, they build a device, they activate it, they find out, it's her DNA that activates it, so it's like it's just a sphere. It's a metal sphere, because why not? She holds it, and she says, I have to go now. Portal opens up, she goes in, and at the end of the episode, she comes out, she has her costume, and she says, "The crisis has begun as the sky turns red and lightning storms rain down," which actually happens in the comic. So props to them for getting the aesthetic right.
And of course, that's also what we sort of see towards the end of the last episode of The Flash. I'm sure some of the others have done the same thing.
Yeah. So Harbinger in the comics was this character who was kind of commissioned by the Monitor, I guess you would say, to actually go out and find all these heroes, which you could see she's kind of doing in over the course of the Arrow season. You know, she's there and she's trying to move all the pieces. He's telling her what to do and, you know, how to get everybody to build this device, whatever it does, that transforms her into this thing. And that's like it does in the comics. He tells her where to go, what to do, get this person here, get that person there. She does that. And what ends up happening is that the Anti-Monitor has like these shadow demon minions that it sends, and one of them takes control of her, and so she actually ends up killing the Monitor.
Oh.
That's it. He's dead. The hope for the multiverse is gone. Or is it? It's not. Because he planned for this. Because his corporeal energy was released. More positive matter was thus released into the whatever multiversal plane, and they had a pocket dimension where they transported all like the remaining Earths and all the heroes.
Did Itachi Uchiha come up with this plan? Jeez, it sounds so convoluted.
Yeah. So all of the heroes and everything that needed to happen ends up happening in this like pocket safe space, literal safe space.
With the safe space is gone.
And the Psycho Pirate was recruited because his ability, by the way, he's the guy with the golden mask.
Golden mask.
His ability is to influence emotions.
What?
And I guess he wanted him to probably, I guess, sway more of the different heroes or villains. But since the Anti-Monitor ends up recruiting him, like he takes him, brings him to his side. I was going to say, so would the
Agent of Liberty be relevant in this crossover, or was that just dead and over with after Supergirl became a thing?
I'm pretty sure it's not going to play a role into it. I mean, he's a minor villain to begin with.
No Agent of Liberty. Good, because I thought that was stupid. Oh god, it was such a political thing. I was just like, you're killing me, Supergirl.
No one needs alternate universe Ben Shapiro. Okay.
Oh my god.
By the way, what are the Monitors? They are basically these. You know what? I'll simplify it for you. Monitor is the physical embodiment of positive matter in the universe. Anti-Monitor is the physical embodiment of negative matter.
Yeah.
That's it. Pretty much it. They're just, obviously devices for the writers to come up with a reason to have the whole existence clash and rewrite itself. So the Anti-Monitor imbues Psycho Pirate with, like, universe-controlling power, and so he makes all of the heroes and all of the villains that are concentrated in the safe space go crazy and start fighting each other. And anyway, one thing leads to another, and he ends up being defeated by Earth 2 Superman, or, you know, the good old Golden Age Superman and all of their fellow friends.
Might as well just put in Superman Prime in there, why not? Jeez.
No, Superman Prime is in there. He's one of the players.
God.
Superboy Prime, as he was at the time, is actually also... Yeah, he's part of it.
Oh,
they
Lord.
all, you know, they defeat the Anti-Monitor, he gets obliterated, and then the New Earth is established, and a lot of people die. Famously, Barry Allen, Flash dies.
Figures.
Supergirl dies.
Oh,
and
wow.
as we saw in Elseworlds on CW, they were about to die until...
Oliver Queen.
Made a deal. So, I'm assuming...
And he had to bust through a door and just go like, "I'll threaten you!" Pulls arrow. What are you going to do with that, bro?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he's gonna stick it where the sun
you
don't
have
shine.
an insane, great
Stick it where it hurts.
mixed martial art experience, and you shoot a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
What are your superpowers, bud? This guy's a god. That guy was a god.
He shot a universe-powered arrow at the what was it? At the book.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a
something,
book.
right? Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's like, how do we win? I shoot an arrow in the knee.
Oh my god.
Outdated meme reference. Yeah, so where the comic and the television crossover might divide is, of course, on these two of these major deaths. Obviously, other heroes died. I think the Earth 2 Green Arrow actually died in that comic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
There you go, Green Arrow also dies. Flash and Supergirl, I don't think are gonna die because their shows haven't been canceled.
Yet.
And they don't have like changed titles that we know of for the following season pickups. So
I can pretty much guarantee Barry's not going to stay dead. Or if he's going to die, it's going to be like a metaphorical death, or it's going to be something that he could easily bounce back from.
He's going to run into the Speed Force again.
Oh, the Speed Force is going to save everyone.
Hey guys, how do we get out of this corner that we wrote ourselves into?
Speed Force!
We use the Speed Force.
yeah, so what else can we leave off on? Cameos that we know are going to happen. Cameos / small roles / decent roles. Brandon Routh coming back as Superman from Superman Returns, which is also the same Superman that was in Christopher Reeve Superman's, which means it's the older version of Christopher Reeve Superman, which means that continuity is canon in this multiverse.
I think he hurt himself just saying that sentence. No, but I am surprised for that.
Kevin Conroy as Batman, Bruce Wayne. He is the Bruce Wayne of the Batwoman series, I am pretty sure, because in the trailer, he sees Kate Kane and he says he recognizes her.
So it is worth mentioning, because I didn't get to say this before, the current season of Batwoman, and I feel like most of our fan base probably doesn't watch the show. It's one of the lesser popular DC shows.
I like it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And we did a review on that a little while ago. Check out one of our earlier podcasts. Check out our YouTube channel. You can find that.
I think it gets a bad rap because I actually went back and watched the first trailer.
The first trailer was lousy, yeah.
That one line when she says, "I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's job."
Oh, Christ.
Whoever wrote that, erased them from the multiverse. That was awful,
Thanos,
and they
where you
rightfully
at?
cut it out of the episode. No, that line was cut out of the episode, and the show's tone does not match that, so I don't know why that was in the trailer.
I don't get it, man. That's just weird.
But the show's otherwise pretty good. It doesn't really have too many of those moments. It's worth mentioning that this show has not mentioned Crisis in the slightest. This takes place years before the Batwoman we saw in Elseworlds, so...
I liked her. I thought she was good.
Yeah, she's good in it.
Yes, so what's going on there? The whole timeline is mismatched.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously wanted to introduce the character and give her a starting off point, and obviously could not have factored that into... They wrote themselves into a corner a little bit with Elseworlds, and obviously they wanted to include the character in Crisis, so... It is what it is. I think when we see her in this whole crossover, it's going to be it's going to be a later version of the character. Like, there's no way they'd have the season 1 Batwoman in it. It just chronologically wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. I can see
That's a
that.
good insight, actually. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Who else is cameoing? I heard at some point that Burt Ward,
Yeah, he is. He's confirmed.
old-ass Robin, is going to be in it somehow,
Which
some way.
old Robin?
From the Adam West series.
Adam West?
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
yeah.
serious?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Wow.
Yeah. Aided by his young Ward.
Anybody is young boy, old man wonder.
Of course, we've also got Tom Welling, who played Superman / Clark Kent. Well, Clark Kent / The Blur in Smallville.
Clank Clark.
And Erica Durance as best Lois Lane.
Yep.
Lois Lane. Love that woman.
Jay Garrick's coming back. We mentioned him. I think that's...
Oh, you can't have a crossover without him.
Jay Garrick... No, John Wesley Shipp. I think he's coming back as Jay Garrick and the 90s Flash, Barry Allen.
Ooh, nice. I liked that a lot.
There was a short-lived Birds of Prey TV show, and they'll have some role. You know what's funny? The chick that plays Alice in Batwoman was Black Canary in Birds of Prey.
Oh, wow. I still don't know who that is.
Birds of Prey, you know, Oracle, Batgirl in a wheelchair, Huntress, Black Canary.
Right. Now I remember.
Which is not what they're doing in the Birds of Prey movie. It's just over-glorified Harley Quinn spinoff.
Yeah.
Into the trash it goes. Who else?
Black Lightning we mentioned. So I think that's all the major crossovers. Do we have any predictions before we close out here? Or...
Yes. I have a sneaking suspicion that Mark Hamill will appear as the Joker, as old Joker.
Cool.
Or the Trickster, at least. Please, I need Mark Hamill.
Well, he did already appear as the Trickster in The Flash, so he's clearly willing to stoop down to this.
Yeah, and Earth 2 Trickster, which looked like the Joker.
Seriously, so why was there a Trickster and a Joker in the DC universe? I'm still confused by that, but actually, you know what? That's a discussion for another time.
So, I mean, we haven't seen the Joker on screen in DCTV, so there's that, but...
Ever.
But we know he exists because in Batwoman they mention him, and they mention specifically that his name is Jack Napier.
Which is pretty damn
cool. Who's the Jack
What?
Nicholson version.
Oh, come on.
It's just a nice Easter egg. I don't think he's going to come on, but it
I
would
like
be
that. Okay,
really
that's
damn
cool.
if he did. Okay, so I think that's really all the major lead-up we can really give to it. Do we have any predictions as to what's going to happen beyond what we've already said, or...?
I just feel like, knowing me, and because I just like watching stuff for the appreciation of it, cinematography-wise and writing-wise and all that, I just hope to enjoy it, and I feel like I will enjoy it because, like, from what I've seen so far, everything looks like really clean and clear cut so far. I just hope they just don't drop any, like, you know, stupid bombs or just, like, have obvious, like, misedits, you know?
Right.
Game of Thrones, learn something, you bastards. But no, I'm kidding. But yeah, overall, I think I just will, like, likely enjoy it, knowing me, because... Alright, whenever I have to watch a DC show, I just have to turn my brain off because so much of it is not canon. But, like, overall, I just hope to enjoy it. So wait, CJ, your predictions by chance, or are you good?
You know, I don't have too much to say beyond what we've already said. There's probably going to be an effort to condense some of the existing universes. I don't think it's going to be, like, settled down to one universe, because I don't think that could functionally work, given how different the Supergirl universe is from the main, like, Flash and Arrowverse.
Yeah.
Earth 1 versus, I think it's, like, Earth 17 or something, but I'm probably wrong about that.
Please tell me they bring back Sherlock Wells. Excuse me. No, Sherlock. My bad.
Yeah, I honestly forget what they did with them. I feel like there's going to be multiple Harrison Wells in this.
Earth
that's
2
just gonna
Wells
happen,
is
right?
gone.
Yeah, they destroyed Earth 2, right? Or
Yep.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that. Yikes.
Okay, so the one thing I do want to say, this isn't a spoiler or anything, I just want to actually get the information out there. Crisis on Infinite Earths does start this Sunday. Part 1 is Supergirl, which airs December 8th. I don't know the exact time offhand. It depends on what time zone you're in.
It's 8 or 9 p.m.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
probably.
8.
It follows with Batwoman the previous night, The Flash the night after that, then Arrow on the 14th of January. So it's actually, like, we're only seeing the first part now. They're, like, jumping forward.
Yeah.
And then it finishes off with Arrow and Legends, which are on the same night a month later. So, yeah.